Here's what SWWW, or SWW as I like to call it, can do. Let me open a terminal and then run this command. So SWW img pictures wallpapers, and let's pick any random wallpaper. We'll pick a Wallhaven wallpaper from this one. Okay. Now we'll add in transition FPS 60 to make sure we get that good 60 FPS transition. Okay. And then we'll add in transition type 255, or rather not type, but actually transition step 255 to make sure that there's no jarring effect that we're seeing. Okay. Then after that, we'll add in transition type any. Hit enter, and this is what we see. Pretty cool, right? We can change the wallpaper to a different one, and then we'd still get a different transition. So let's just pick this one. Okay, awesome. And let's pick another wallpaper. Probably like this one. Great. And last one. Right over here. So actually the same one, so let's pick this one. Pretty awesome, right? Now, basically, right now, the theme and the rest of the system hasn't actually adapted to the wallpaper, but that's something that you can easily fix. And to be honest, I've covered this in more detail than you can possibly imagine in Hyper Accelerator, which is the program in the first link in the description. So just check it out. In System Reforging over here, we have customizing the environment where we configure it and make sure that it actually adapts to the colors of your wallpaper in that one, and especially the one in colors. Now, those two modules combined are probably around 1.5 hours to 2 hours long. So yeah, you can definitely tell that I left no stone unturned, but that's a separate point. If you want to customize and make sure that you get the wallpaper and the rest of your system themed up, just go check the first link in the description, right? I show you exactly how to do that. And by the way, last thing, right? If you want to know how to actually make custom theme switchers where you can set up themes like this, like popular ones like Capuchin, Everforest, so on and so forth, and then switch between them, I've also covered that in detail in the program I mentioned in the description. So just go and check that out. But anyway, now that we are here, that is what SWW can do for you. So we have a bunch of different transition types. We can change the FPS and we can change the step. Okay. Now for Hyprpaper, let me show you what Hyprpaper can do. Okay, so Hyprpaper, I already have the config ready, which I'm going to show you in just a second, but 3, 2, 1, wait for it. Ta-da. That's it. That's literally it. So there's not really that much use that we have for Hyprpaper over SWW, but there is still one very, very important use case which we have yet to discuss, right? And that is what I'm going to show you now. But before I tell you what it's all about, let me show you Hyprpaper's config. So it's in config hyprpaper.conf. Okay, here. So what we're doing is basically preloading the wallpaper that we're going to use. So we're taking this wallpaper and we're loading it into memory so that we can easily switch to it. So we can basically load the wallpaper onto the screen. Okay, great. Then we're setting the default wallpaper as seen on initial workspaces over here. So we're just taking the wallpaper and then setting it to the monitor that is the primary monitor. So as you can see here, there is a comma, but then before the comma, there is nothing. This basically means that you're applying this wallpaper to the primary monitor. Otherwise, if you had a specific monitor to apply this to, then you would just put the monitor name over here. And you can get to know your different monitor names by typing in hyperctl monitors, hyperctl monitors. And as you can see over here, we get the different monitor names. Right now, I have only one that is an integrated monitor for my laptop. So it's EDP1. So if I wanted to really be that specific, I could put in EDP1 over here and it would work, but I'm not going to because it already works. Great. Now here we have a couple different options like splash text rendering. Like for example, if you don't have Hyprland configured and you just booted it up for the first time, you're going to see a bit of splash text over here, and then you're going to see the Hyprland anime girl wallpaper, and that's that. So if you want to hide that, you can just hide this text over here that usually says a quote from Vaxry or whoever else, right? You can just hide that with splash equals false. And then for disabling IPC, IPC basically stands for inter-process communication. If you don't know what that is, or you have absolutely no use for it, you can just get rid of this line. You don't have to worry about it, okay? And that is it for Hyprpaper. There is actually one use in which you are going to find this useful, and that is if you want a completely minimal setup. So what some people do is they basically have a bar which is monochrome, right? They have a bar which is completely monochrome and it doesn't depend on any other colors. And their GTK theme, okay, their GTK theme is something like Graphite Dark Compact. And I covered this GTK theme and a whole lot more in this program, by the way, in the color section, right? I cover GTK themes and how they are and how to set them up and so on and so forth. So you can just go check that out if you want to. Okay, so but basically they make everything monochrome. So you know the black image that I showed you earlier of the abstract image, that one? So they basically just set their wallpaper to that and then they call it a day. Now these people, honestly, respect to them, hats off. I don't know how they're able to do that, but then they really want a minimal distraction-free environment, which is why they choose to do that actually. So what they do is basically keep everything monochrome and then they don't have to change their wallpaper. That's the main premise here. They keep a black background or a very minimal light background, as in light in terms of the stuff that's actually in there. There's not that much going on. So for those people, Hyprpaper would actually be perfect because the way that you would configure Hyprpaper in that case would be going to config hyper modules, okay? And by the way, if you're wondering what this modules syntax is all about, I cover it in detail in the modularity section in my program over here. So it's in finishing touches, modularity. It's basically how to stay sane, right? You should actually look into why we should make things modular, the apps that we can make modular, and how to actually do the thing itself. So you can just go ahead and check it out. This one's probably like half an hour if I'm not wrong. As you can see, I'm pretty sure that I have left no stone unturned and it's 9 hours long or something like that. I uploaded my entire brain onto that for you so that you could just access it. Anyway, now here in config hyper modules, what we're looking for is hyperland.conf. Okay, no, not that, but actually auto start, the auto start config, because that's where we're going to add the exec once line. Okay, so over here, we would probably add something like, yeah, instead of daemon over here, we just get rid of this and then add in Hyprpaper. Because as you just saw, what we really need to do is just launch the command Hyprpaper and then it'll change the wallpaper automatically for us. That's it. So what we need to do is just exec once Hyprpaper so that when we log into the machine, we're just going to have the extremely minimal black background so that we can not get distracted and get our work done. Okay. And that is pretty much the most effective use case for Hyprpaper, because if you don't want any fancy animations, if you're not going to use any GIFs as your wallpapers, if you don't want any live wallpapers, none of that, you're a monochrome, distraction-free person who really just wants to get things done, then Hyprpaper is pretty much perfect for you. It allows you to set a wallpaper and then just forget about it and go about your workday doing what needs to get done. Now, if you prefer a bit more novelty and you prefer theme switching like this one, right? You prefer switching between lots of different themes like this, okay? And you prefer the actual novelty of being able to change the feel of your desktop with just one click, then Sue is honestly perfect for you, because with Hyprpaper, you don't really get that much flexibility in terms of what you can actually configure the transition like, right? You only get one transition, which is a fade, and that's pretty boring. But as you just saw, we can get the grow transition that we saw right here, right? Like this one. And we can also get a couple of different transitions too, like the wipe transition. That's actually one that I didn't show you. So if I just show you that right now, SWWW on the same command, but then let's say I change the transition type to wipe. Okay, we get this cool wipe transition too. And best part is you can use Sue and then integrate it with your theme switchers so that it makes everything look even better and more coherent, if you will. Right, so let's switch the theme for one last time. Oh yeah, simply beautiful. And I go into how to make custom theme switchers like the one that I just showed you, and wallpaper-based theme switchers, where you basically select a wallpaper and the rest of the system themes itself according to the wallpaper. I cover it in detail in this section over here in colors, and I'm going to add another module which is about like an hour long or something that goes into it in much more detail, so you can just go and check that out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. TLDR is you're going to use SEO if you like novelty and you like real cool transitions that make your experience rather much better. You're going to use Hyprpaper if you just want one wallpaper that's sleek, minimal, and you want to stick to it for your entire workday.